What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Excited for today's adventure. So a few days ago I was up here in this part of the country doing some fishing on this river. I floated downstream, did some smallmouth fishing, but I came over here to see what was happening. I haven't fished here in a long time, and the bite was absolutely insane. So this part of the river is known for having a lot of trout in it. And so what happened a few months ago, we had some crazy rains and this river flooded and it absolutely destroyed the fish hatchery back behind us and all the fish escaped. And ever since that happened, I wanted to come over here and see if the bite would be crazy, and it was. So be sure to go check out that video. It was insane. It was every cast nonstop for like an hour and a half. I probably caught, I don't even know, over 100 fish. It's crazy. And I caught them all using just a standard Ned rig, which you would normally use for bass fishing, and I hardly even caught a bass over here. It was just all trout. It was insane. So we decided to come back up here since the bite is crazy and do some more trout fishing, but with more trout-like techniques. So what I've got rigged up here on my 8-foot ACC rod is one of the new trout magnet crossworms. It's a cross between like a trout worm and a trout magnet. It's a really cool bait. It's really durable, and I've never thrown it here, and I wanted to see how they would react. I'm sure they haven't seen very many of these up here. We're gonna get going, see what happens. I got my dad up here with me today. He's fishing with some shrimp on the bottom. I've got a Ned rig rigged up, and of course I got all my trout magnet gear. I got my trout magnets, my D2 jigs, all the things you can find in our Cole & J trout magnet bundles. If you need some trout fishing gear, check out the trout magnet bundle. It's got everything you need to get started out on your favorite trout river, and it's the best place to be right now because it is so hot and this water is cold, and it just feels good to be fishing, especially early in the morning here in the shade. So we're gonna get going, see what we can put on the bank today. Let's go. Again, so there's the worm, the cross worm. It's kind of in this kind of a bone color. Really nice bait. Got it on a gold 1/64 ounce trout magnet. I've got 4-pound straight SOS line. There's a trout that just jumped. Oh, it's on my dad's hook. There's a trout. That's what we're after. And I got it beneath a float. I'm using a weighted float right now. Just a small weighted float because I lost my box that had all my other floats in it. So luckily my dad had some spares. Normally I would use the easy floats, but we're rocking with this today. The water is actually moving faster this morning than it was the last time I was here, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. We might just have to add some split shots to our rig to get it down there, or just find some current breaks. But we're gonna toss this worm kind of upstream and let it flow back downstream to us. See if we can get bit. Oh, we got bit. Dadgum, I missed him. I had too much slack in my line. I'm using the 8-foot ACC rod. I like the longer rod when I'm trout fishing with the trout magnet, just because I can slide that float up and down longer on the line. And the trout magnet's not really a bait you're wanting to use a slip float with. That's a good one. We're on the board, baby. First fish of the day. Go ahead and get these hands wet because we're gonna be handling a lot of trout today. That's a pretty one. Smoked that crossworm. What I like about this river is that it's pretty dingy, so you can get away with the 4-pound really well. That's a pretty fish to get things started. Really pink. Got all of his fins. He may have been living in the river for a little while. A lot of times you'll catch those hatchery fish and they've got no fins just from running together in those hatchery pens, but that was a good looking fish. I think we're gonna keep some too at some point, but we're gonna be here for a while. And if the bite is today like it was the other day, oh, that's a nice one. It should be pretty on fire, and we can keep some towards the end of our trip. That's a really nice one. I might even get the, no, we don't need the net. Another nice one on the crossworm. As soon as it hit the water. You know, this is on a 64th ounce head, so it takes a second to get down, but that fish came up and just got it instantly. That's a chubby one. What a little chubster. Y'all see him? It's kind of dark over here. There you go, you see the pink on his face. Hands are still wet from the last fish. Oh, he off, he gone. He's free. Bye, you're okay. You're okay. Some people get mad when you kind of just, you know, toss them in from the hip, but they literally stock rainbow trout up in the mountains from airplanes and drop them hundreds of feet into these lakes. So they can handle a little toss from here. And a lot of times they'll hook them and they'll jump super high up in the water. I think the main thing in trout handling and care is just to make sure that you have your hands moist so you don't wipe off that slime coat. We almost went 3 for 3, but I missed him. I caught some metal. There's no telling what's down here in the river. The river came up so high, it actually like tore houses off the foundation and slid them out into the river. Luckily, I don't think anybody was injured in this flood, but it was a big deal. It still is a big deal, but they got this place up and running again. I'm sure they've got some new fish up there in the hatchery. We'll go take a look at it here in a little bit. But it was just, it don't look good up there like it used to. Right now I'm just kind of feeding some line. My bait kind of got down. Sometimes you can feed line and just let it go down that way and get some good ones. That's a nice one. You just want that bait to be as vertical in the water as possible. You want that bait to get down. Trout Magnet's got some new jig heads. They got some new tungsten trout magnet heads that are actually a 1/16 of an ounce. Wish I had some on me, but the same size as these lead ones. So it gets down a little bit faster. Peace out. That's the one thing about trout. When you wet your hands, they get slippery. I'm not sure how long the bite's gonna be cooking today, but I think while we are in this shade, we're gonna be good. It's gonna be a steamer. It's gonna be hot. If things go southward, my dad's got a whole bucket full of shrimp. We could bounce on the bottom. What you'll see me do is I'm just rolling the rod over and just kind of mending my line back upstream. And when it gets a little tight, I'll kind of feed it a little bit. Ideally, we would want to be in a little bit slower water so the bait can really get down, but we're just doing the best with what we have, and we got another one. Pretty good fish. And I'm certain that there were some giants in some of those holding pens in the hatchery that could have escaped. Usually we're good for a few opportunities at some freaks. It's just a numbers game. Hands kind of dried out. That's a pretty one. I mean, that is a gorgeous rainbow trout right there. Whoop. Piece amigo. I'm gonna try like right here in front of me, real close. See if I can see the bobber go down. Oh, perfect. Right in front of us. Did y'all see that bobber go down? Perfect. Oh, he's off. Even better. When we're catching a bunch, it's okay to have some of those average size ones pop off, but look, a big one, we did not want to lose him. We're gonna spot jump throughout the day. We'll go up to the spillway a little bit closer. There's some bigger rapids downstream. But this zone we're in right now is a good one to get a good one. And a ton of numbers. It is non-stop action. Just get your bait down. That's a fat one. This would be a good keeper. The limit on trout here in Arkansas at this river is 5. And I need to double check. You can keep one that's over 14 inches, I think, one over 15, one of those deals, and then the other 4 have to be under 14 or 14 and under, something like that. We'll double check before we start keeping anything. This is so good, it almost feels illegal. And it feels like I jumped the fence and am actually fishing in the hatchery bin, but I'm not. We're in the river. This is the reality of this place right now. This happened before, like 6 or 7 years ago. It wasn't as big of a flood, but it was big enough where the fish got away. And it was the same story. It was just fish everywhere. So what I like about this worm, it got a little tore up. I'm gonna bite the tip of it off where it was kind of jacked up, and we'll just thread it back on there. Trout magnet, you don't really have that luxury because they're so small. But now we're rigged back up, and the bait is still bigger, a bigger profile than the trout magnet. So I'm hoping that this bigger profile will lead to some bigger bites. But it really just depends on what escaped the hatchery, what's in here. There are some good ones. Sometimes there's more big ones than other times. I'm all twisted up. And we're good. Oh, I got one. I couldn't see my bobber because it was underwater. Oh, they feel really big when they're down there in the current, all the way down there. That's how you turn a 12-inch trout to a 20-incher. Just hook them all the way down to the bottom of a run. It's still a pretty decent one. They're all pretty healthy looking. Got him. He spit up something. Was it my worm? I don't think he spit up a minnow. I don't see it though. This is a good way to get your fish under control. Hold them upside down. Kind of throws off their equilibrium. Look at the spots on that guy. That's a pretty one. Got all his fins. Nice healthy rainbow. The crossworm is doing them so dirty. Let's catch another. Oh, got him. Got him. I thought I missed him. My bobber was actually coming back up when I set the hook, but somehow we still got him. That's a nice one. Another dark one. Yo, is there anything better than catching trout on a hot summer day? He was spitting up like some pellets. What? That's like hatchery pellets. How's he getting hatchery pellets out here? Are they feeding him in the river right now? He literally just spit up a bunch of hatchery pellet balls. That's crazy. Got him that time, baby. Woo! All these fish we've caught so far have been kind of in that 12 to 14 inch range, which is good. It's a good little stalker size. But I'm ready to start seeing some in that 16 to 18. And then we'll try to get to one in that closer to 20 range. I think that might be my biggest one. Well, he gone. That was a pretty fish. He had good white tips on his fins. I think this color is called cotton candy, but it's just a pink and white laminate, so you kind of get the best of both worlds on this one. Sometimes I'll rig it pink side down. Sometimes I'll rig it white side down, just to give them different looks. This is the color that I've caught my biggest trout on here in this river with the trout magnet. The biggest trout I ever caught out here was a 7-pound 3-ouncer on a trout magnet jerkbait. That fish was a freak. I've seen guys pull out 9 and 10 pounders here, especially in the wintertime. Oh my gosh, I got hammered and missed him. Oh, they like the pink and white if I can just hook him. Got him. Oh, that is a nice one. That's like right where that fish jumped. I don't think it's the same fish. The one I saw was a little more silvery. This might be our biggest of the day now. He's very pretty. I want to land him just so we can look at him. The pink and white caught a really pink one. God, and that's a nice one. Look at the chunky chunk on that one. Top fin's kind of missing. See ya, amigo. Pink and white crossworm. Jacked him up. There we go. They like that one. Sometimes a color change is all you really need to do. We were getting bit really good on the other one, but just a little color change can reignite them. There's obviously a bajillion of them down here. A literal bajillion. Three in a row on the cross. Another good one downstream. I love the way this 8-foot ACC bends. It is such a good trout magnet rod. They've actually got some new trout models coming out that'll also pair really nicely with this one. There's a 6.6 ultralight and a 7-foot ultralight. I've been using them a lot also for bluegill and trout, but something new coming from ACC. Got him. That's the craziest bite. Just attacked it. Reapply some water. Oh, he gone. Oh, and he tangled my stuff up. There we go. That's a good bite. That one there is so coppery. Love that. Oh no, he broke my line. No, he broke my bait off. I should have retied. Those trout kind of have little teeth and they'll eventually wear on the end of that line. That's okay, we'll rig back up. Oh. That might be a big one. Might be snag. I snagged this one. He pulled it down and it didn't move. I was like, oh crap. We done got us a monster. Kind of surprised that's the first one we wacky rigged. There's another good one. Another pretty little trout. Got that fresh worm on there. Feel like a big one. We're due for a big one. This is a fighter. Crossworm. Another really pretty fish. Can't deny the colors on these guys. I want to see a cutthroat or a brown trout. What we gotta do to catch one of those? Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh, there we go. There we go, guys. We got a good one. It took 40 fish, but we finally got a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good thing we got our net here. 1 in 40 is going to be a big one today. Oh, he's just rolling in this fast turn. We got to get him back this way. Oh, this is a nice one. Compared to what we've been catching, this is a really nice one. It seems to be hooked pretty good. He was in that fast water. Don't spit it. Oh, it's a good one. This water's moving so fast, it's hard to bring it back to you. They can swim upstream though and help us out, but I don't think he wants to help us. Oh, it's a good one. We got it! Yes, what a chunk. What a chunk. No wonder that one fought so hard. He is thick. What a gorgeous trout on that crossworm right there pegging the top of the lip. That's probably an 18-incher. That is a stud. What a pretty fish. I'm gonna set him back in the net. Look out. I want to show you guys the other side of this fish. Oh, well, here you go. I was gonna show you, he had this crazy circle on the other side, but he was flopping. I didn't want him to hit the rocks. That's awesome. That's what he ate. A little pink and white crossworm. It's a little tore up now after that, but I had him hooked in the perfect spot right in the top of the mouth. That was awesome. I'm gonna keep tossing it out even though it's kind of janked up now and see if we can still catch some more, but I wanna try the chartreuse one. Sometimes put the chartreuse on and that can be like the big fish color. So that'd be the next move. Swap colors, show them something different. And then we're probably gonna go to the D2 jig. Another decent one. We're gonna have my drag set a little loose after that last good one. He didn't mind the janked up worm. Hammered that one. Gotta give him a little bit extra of a hook set when they're all the way down there. This line has a little bit of stretch. Oh, there's trout chasing on the other end. I think we could put 2 trout magnets on here and catch 2 at a time. I'm not even kidding. We could probably double up on these things. So far away. I don't even know how big this fish is. This is the farthest I've poked one. He's swimming up. I hope he turns sneaky big. Honestly, feels kind of decent. About the same. He was just kind of rolling. I mean, they love that worm. Perfect hook set, right top of the mouth. Oh gosh. See, like he's spitting up like dirt. It's like brown. You don't see that? It's almost like they're still getting fed after cones somehow. I don't know. All right, so that's what we're swapping up to. The Trout Magnet D2 jig. This is my favorite color. Peaches. Works great everywhere. And this is a great multi-species killer color. Catches a lot of smallmouth and largemouth. And I am willing to bet that we're gonna catch some trout on this one. If not, I'll be very surprised because of what we've already accomplished this morning. Might could change colors to a different one, but I'm feeling pretty optimistic. And the water conditions are perfect for this guy. So let's just see what happens. Yeah, it only took one cast. I figured it would work. It's funny. We'll take it. And it's not the bigger size we're looking for, but it is something to mix up the action. As fun as it is to get bit and catch fish every cast, sometimes you gotta change things up. We'll see him. Sometimes you gotta mix it up on them. If you're unfamiliar with D2 jigging, all you do is you really just put it upstream in the current, let it sink down towards the bottom, get close to the bottom, and sometimes they bite it on the initial fall like that. But you'll just kind of snap your rod. You're gonna snap it, let it fall back to the bottom, snap it, let it fall back to the bottom, snap it, let it fall back to the bottom, and they usually bite it on the fall. So if they don't bite it on the initial fall, they'll bite it on one of those other falls. Very rarely do they bite it on the snap. But essentially what you do is you snap into them. They'll bite it on the fall, you either feel it or you won't, and when you yank up, you're either driving the hook to the roof of their mouth, or you're missing. He got my hair all jacked up on this thing. Rarely does the hair on these things get all balled up like that. That fish had that thing mauled. I think we're 3 for 3 on this thing now. Might be I missed one. We're 3 for 4. He gets snagged a little bit. Here we go. Another one got snagged a little bit. Now there is enough fish out there that I could have just snagged him, but pretty much every time you hook them right there, it's because they went down on it, they bit it, they mouthed it, you felt it, but then they get snagged. Little guy, the size quality has gone down on the D2 jig here, and that is very surprising because that never is the case anywhere I go. We put the D2 on to get bigger bites. There we go. Oh, that was a good one. There's some big boulders out here in front of me. Oh my gosh. Kind of wanted to get the bait more in those boulders. Oh my gosh, I just went 0 for 3 just then. Is my hook bent? No. I'm loosen my drag up just a little bit. Felt like 3 pretty good eats. Felt him bite it on the fall. We got him. He hammered it. That is such a fun bite. Feeling him crush it on the way down. It's a little better fish. That's the biggest one on the D2 so far. He's short and stocky. What a stocky guy. He thought it was a crawdad or something. There's a bunch of crawdads and sculpins and things that live in this river, and it is a primary forage for these fish. And this bait, the color scheme, and just kind of the action kind of imitates one of those things in distress or fleeing. And trout are really reactionary creatures anyways. They like things just kind of ripping around. Is that a different species? Is that a brown trout? We got a new species. Oh, it's a tiger trout. It's a tiger trout. Hold on a second. Yo, I've never caught one of these before. That is a tiger trout. That is awesome. I had heard they might have stocked some in here. first tiger trout of my life. I wish it was a big one. There could be some big ones. I'm gonna send you back. Heck yeah, I thought it was a brown trout and it was different. A tiger trout, never caught one, guys. It's official. That is awesome, on the D2. And we're back on with another fish. This trout is not fighting. Is he alive? He's alive. He's very skinny. These skinny ones like this, they just don't ever fight. Look at that, he's throwing up food. Look at that, he's like throwing up brown nasty stuff, and then there's like a fish in there. If they're throwing hatchery food out here and feeding these fish in the river, then these fish are truly acting like they're still in the bin. And that would make a lot of sense as to why they're biting so crazy. Because it's not always like this. I promise you it's not always like this. I mean, there's times when it's good at all. Oh, there's a snake. Let's see if we can use my trout. Trout's too big. I've had these snakes chase my trout in. There's a bunch of snakes here too. I bet we'll run into a few. May or may not catch any. I don't know how sneaky I want to get today. Another nice trout. How many fish have we caught? I don't even know. Literally have no idea. Got him. Another reason why I wanted to swap to this D2 is just so I can get the bait down a little bit deeper. The sun's really starting to peek out, and that should push these fish tighter to the bottom. I can get that trout magnet down by adding some weight, but this is a great way to get down to the bottom faster. Be a little more efficient, be a little bit faster. That's a nice fish. He's spitting a bunch of brown crap too. Unless it's just mud, they're eating crap out of the dirt. Look how red his cheek is. That's a cheeky young rainbow. He'd be a good eater. Right here?
Yeah.
It's down the bank?
Down that bank?
Yeah. A bunch. Yeah. I probably do what? No, we've caught probably 50 or 60, but nothing really big. I caught a tiger. Yeah. First one I've ever caught. Yeah, I just mostly catch them on trout magnets. Appreciate you. Okay, we're mixing it up once again. This is a trout magnet spinner. It's an 1/8 ounce. It's a really good spinner. I added a pink and white cotton candy trout magnet to it as I wanted to come up here and fish this faster water, maybe a little bit more effectively. I was between this and a jerk bait, and I just decided to go with the spinner first, just to see what happens. Sometimes you can pick up some big fish on the spinner. Golly, every time you swap to something, you get hammered. It does not matter what you throw. It is unbelievable. I mean, my dad's, every time I'm hooking up, I'm looking at my dad's hooking up. He's throwing, I think he's still throwing some live, or some shrimp balls down there. But it's just like, we are wearing them out. It's unbelievable. Whatever you want to throw. Even if the conditions aren't perfect for what you're throwing, like it was a little too fast for my trout magnet, still getting bit. And now we've got a little spinner. They're hammering it. Just a straight retrieve, slight pump of the rod. This is just a little fast. They should hammer the heck out of this. I just don't know if it's getting down where it needs to be. They've been crushing the trout magnet, and now this is just a trout magnet with some flash. That's a good one. First two on the trout magnet spinner have been good ones. I think these are available. This is a newer bait. I think it's available, so if you like throwing spinners, like a rooster tail, you can get this guy. What's good about it is it comes with a single hook, so it's easy to get the fish off. And it's an awesome little bait. I bet a crossworm on here would be nasty. Might do that. That's another little experiment. But that bite is fun, just that thump. We can also put a swim bait on. I think a little finesse swim bait could do them dirty and catch a bigger fish. I'm seeing some fish surface right on the other side of the seam where I'm throwing, so should be able to link up with a few more. It don't matter. I'm just talking. Just talking. 6 pounds nice. We get a bigger fish. I say if you can get away with 6 pound trout fishing, then you definitely should do it. There's nothing more nerve-wracking than fighting a giant trout on 4 pound or 2 pound test amongst heavy current and rocks and weeds and sticks. As soon as it hit the water, he was on it. It's like he caught it. That's the real reason I swapped to this, because I wanted to hit that back seam over there. We also moved up a little bit more. We're underneath this tree. It feels really good. I'm in the water up to my calves. I'm underneath this shade tree. Out in the sun, it's like 100 degrees already. Oh, missed it. Thank God. Oh my gosh. On.com. Spinner. We've caught them on crossworms, we've caught them on trout magnets, we caught them on D-tubes, and we caught them on a spinner. That one there kind of, oh yeah, that's a nice thick one. Just barely ticked it. He's long and skinny. Got a big old mouth. Look at him. Looks like a salmon. Looks like a splashy rainbow. My bait's getting tore up, but it's hanging in there. That's what I love about the trout magnet. You can just keep finessing it onto your hook and it'll keep working for you. Eventually it'll wear out, but they've got a pretty good lifespan considering how small they are. All right guys, we're back with you. It's actually a couple of days later. We got home super late from that trip and realized I didn't film an outro, but guys, that place is just fishing so unbelievable right now. You can literally get a bite or catch a fish pretty much every single cast that you make, as long as it's a decently well executed cast and you're throwing something that looks remotely like something that a fish would want to eat. It's unbelievable. And that's just what happens whenever a trout hatchery breaks and all the fish get away. It's a really unusual circumstance, but it makes for some fun fishing. I just wish that there were some bigger ones mixed in. We did get that one good one, but I just feel like we should be getting a few additional, opportunities at some bigger trout. But I guess there's just too many of those normal hatchery stalker size fish, and luckily they're not, like micro dinks or anything. They're good fish. They're 14 inches on average, which is a nice trout to catch, a lot of fun to catch. But yeah, it's unbelievable. So let me know if you've ever experienced anything like that before. I for sure haven't experienced it anywhere else, and it is, like I said, it's just so much fun. It's fun to have my dad out there catching them. I think that between the two of us, we figured we probably caught 500 fish, maybe more, and that's just crazy to think. And the reason I say this is he had a bag of shrimp, and it was like 250 shrimp, and he was breaking them in half, and he used every single one of them. So that ought to tell you something. And I feel like I said, I got bit or caught a fish every single cast, it felt like. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Be sure to check out Trout Magnet. I got all of their stuff linked down in the video description. We've got our Trout Magnet bundles. If you're new to trout fishing, it has an assortment of different trout fishing lures that should apply to whatever body of water you're fishing for trout. It's an awesome kit. It's a great price. It's something that we use every time we go trout fishing, so check it out. Link in the description. But if y'all enjoyed this video and you'd like to see us come back out there and target some trout again, let us know in the comment section. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future fishing adventures. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see y'all in the next one. Bye guys.